This is the new Axopar 37. It's an evolution of the previous 37, but they've upgraded absolutely everything on it, so it's an interesting one to take a look at. There's a huge amount of options with these boats. So in terms of the configuration here, which I'll show you in just a moment, twin 300 horsepower Mercury outboards, that's giving it over 40 knots of performance. When you come on board of here, this one's got the sun pad on, but it's also got the wheelhouse. Now they also do it as an open boat like the one next to us. We might see if we can look at some of those in a moment. But it's interesting to see this one because this is quite accommodation biased. So underneath here is a cabin, and we'll come to that when we go inside the boat. But let's head on round. So what they've done with this, the previous 37 also had a wheelhouse option. This one they've made it a bit higher. They've also put much bigger doors into the side of it, so it's much easier to get in and out of, and they've just really freshened it up. They've improved the headlinings in it, so if we go into here, for example, there's now LED lighting in around that feature panel. You've got these great seats in here, so it's just a real good lift of what they did before. But let's go and have a look inside. Now, one of the things you've got in here is obviously it's an internal helm, but you have got the open roof up above and these massive doors, so you can have this really open. But they've also now supplying it with these bars. You can have, they're basically like roof bars you'd have on a car, but it means, as they've done here, you can put your paddle boards or other bits and pieces up there if you wish to. Let's go on around here. There is a dinette area here. This, of course, will unfold, so you can make that into a bigger area if you want it to. And this is that aft cabin at the back. Now, you don't have to have the aft cabin. You can have this with a bar at the back instead, or just completely open. But on this one, you've got this area. It's got a double bed in it, and that's quite a useful space with some decent windows, so it feels quite light and airy. In fact, there's even hatches, I don't know if you can see them, up above. The cushions are over them at the moment, but it means you can get even more light and ventilation in there if you wish to. And this then will drop down to complete the seating. Now, if we head forward, we'll find there's another cabin, and that is down in here. That's a great size. Now, with this one of the things that they've changed, and it's not on this boat, but you can have this with a separate toilet compartment. So as standard as you got here, we lift this up, there's a loo underneath, it's a proper sea toilet, so that's great. If you're mostly day boating, that's fine, and you've still got somewhere for people to come in and lie down if they just want to have a nap in the afternoon or something like that. But if you wanted to stay on the boat more regularly, want more privacy, what you can have is a bulkhead here, and that makes this into a separate toilet compartment. It's accessible from people in the aft cabin, they can come through here, or it's accessible from people here and they can come through here. But that does mean, of course, that to get into here, you would have to come down through the toilet into that cabin. So what they've also done is put these gull wing doors in, and it does a couple of things. First of all, it gives access down into the cabin this way, but also it makes this a really light, airy space. So during the day, if you just want to come in here for a bit of a break, then you can have that all open and have plenty of breeze running through it, and that's great. Okay, let's head on up, and we'll take you around to the front of the boat. So another thing that's changed is this used to have a big sunbathing area on it. Because it's now a bit higher up and it's got these gull wing doors, they've put a seat at the front, but they are bringing in a sun pad conversion, and that's what this is here. So normal boat would stop here and this would all be a big open area. On this one, they've increased the length a bit to give you a sun pad back if that's what you want. So that's it with the doors up. But it's quite a dynamic looking boat, and it's a real multi-purpose machine. So let's head on back. I will see if I can show you another one that's got the other arrangement inside, and that just give you a little bit more idea of what these new 37s are all about. Okay, let's go and have a look. So this is a 37. This has got the sun top on it, but you can see completely different configuration. So where the other one had a cabin here, this one has the wet bar. That's underneath here. And then beneath this, you've got things like your sink. And under this one is a fridge. This particular boat's a Brabus line, so it's not a Brabus boat, but it has some of the Brabus detailing. So for example, these seats, it's got the diamond quilted stitching, and you can see it's got the Brabus logos on it, which is rather nice. And then you can see how these seats here swivel round to make this into a social area, or you spin them around for driving. But a thing I particularly wanted to show you on this one is it does have the other toilet compartment, so it does give that bit of privacy. So if we go in here, exactly the same. It's got the gull wing doors down into this cabin, which has still got the seating area and so on, but now the bed is here, and then this gives you a bit of privacy. So if we open in here, this is into a separate area of the boat. And in fact, you can have that closed off like that, which is quite clever. But let's pull that across. So there's the loo. And then of course, there's a door here as well. You can see how that closes down. So now if you are spending the weekend on the boat, you have got a bit of privacy, and that's something that was lacking on the previous model. That is a really good improvement. And it means as well, of course, that it's also a day heads. So during the day, people can nip down there, not going into the cabin, they're just going into that area, and that works as well, of course. If you have that aft cabin that we saw on the other boat, they can use that area without disturbing people in the forward cabin. We'll have a walk around the front, just for the sake of completion. Another thing you get with the Brabus line, incidentally, is this black effect on here, rather than the stainless steel you get as standard. These are these gull wing doors. The gull wing door is down on this side, so that gives you a bit better impression of how that looks. And then I mentioned the other one had the sunbed extension on the front. This one doesn't have it, it just has the seat. And then you've got a table here as well, and they've put this sun top on. So you can see the amount of choice you get with these boats. There's so many different configurations. You can really customize these and get them exactly how you want. It's a very, very clever design. Let's head on back down here. And I think we'll finish off here. So that is the new Axopar 37. Two versions of it, but I say a lot more choices as well. If you head to the Axopar website, it'll probably give you the full details of those, but hopefully that's going to be a bit of an indication of what these boats are all about. As ever, thanks very much for watching, and we will look forward to catching you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.